Tonight, we're taking a break from compact SUVs, subcompact SUVs, and electrified SUVs, and driving a McLaren 750S. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited for this drive. Thank you for joining me. We drove one of these a little over a year ago in Las Vegas, Nevada. However, it was the Spider. We could lower the rear window, listen to the exhaust, take the roof off, have an open top experience. This is the coupe, so it's a little bit lighter and a little bit less expensive than the Spider. Starting price on this is $343,000. And as spec'd with 77 grand in options, it's 420 grand. Not cheap, but the performance here is mind-blowing. It's stunning to behold. I'm not sure if it's beautiful. I'm still kind of torn on these eye socket headlights, but there's no denying what this thing can do around a corner and in a straight line. It's powered by a 4-liter V8 twin-scroll, twin-turbo, making 740 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. It weighs less than 3,100 pounds, which is just insane. Most supercars these days are 3,500 pounds, 3,900 pounds. The new ZR1X is over 4,000 pounds, I believe. So power to weight here is a good thing. We have a carbon fiber monocoque chassis. We are on the Pirelli P Zero Corsa tire tonight with the Pirelli noise canceling technology. That's kind of cool. 305s in the rear, 245s in the front. It's kind of refreshing to get behind the wheel of a supercar with a slightly smaller footprint. This feels to be about the right size. Something that doesn't have a small footprint is this massive rear wing. You'll see that in the rearview mirror under braking in track mode. It acts as an air brake and just kind of flips up and completely blocks the rearview mirror. It's fantastic. Lots of exciting bits in the back here. If you duck down low enough, you can actually see the 7-speed gearbox. That's pretty cool. We've got an exhaust that I'm pretty sure in low light shoots flames, and you can kind of see it out of the rear view window. Every time I floor it in this video, keep an eye out in the rear view, you'll see just a bunch of heat come out from the back of this. Lots of cooling, lots of aerodynamic tweaking here with the 750S. Of course, this is the improved 720S. McLaren has gone and made a bunch of different tweaks here. They've reduced the final drive ratio by 15%, quickened the steering rack, softened the front suspension, stiffened the rear suspension, tweaked damping controls. This still has the hydraulically linked dampers, so no sway bars and no differential. It's an open differential, and wheel speed is controlled by braking. And it works. It works great. Let's hop inside, start it up, walk you around it just a little bit more, and then we'll go for a drive. Doors. So cool, so cool. Enormous air scoop right here, and lots of carbon fiber in the interior. These doors are actually quite nice. It's pretty easy to get into the 750S. New for 2025, we have a papaya orange engine start button. Very cool. Drive mode, you can select your engine and powertrain options right here. Manual lockout as well. And your chassis and suspension settings over on the other side. Very clever. They take a minute to load, but track mode gets a slightly different gauge cluster. It works well. And then you have a Kiwi button, which puts you in your favorite drive mode, which I have handling set to comfort and powertrain set to track. The ride quality here is fantastic. It's been great to drive on our Michigan bumpy roads this week. As a daily driven supercar, it doesn't get much better than this. We even have a decently sized front trunk. Let's show you guys that in a minute. And a nose lift. We'll show you what that looks like as well. The nose on this raises in 4 seconds, or what seems like less sometimes. Adds a bit of ground clearance and pretty much gets rid of any stress when driving up a steep driveway. Front trunk just opens, don't need to unlatch it. We've got a fire extinguisher, which is a little bit unnerving, a fix-a-flat kit, your high visibility things if you're broken up down by the side of the road, and then a user manual handbook that is printed out in a very nice leather case. Honestly, a pretty good sized front trunk in this. Maybe you can't fit a set of golf clubs in here, but you could fit a couple going away bags for the weekend or your groceries. pretty good. This McLaren 750S is one of the few street cars that I've ever driven where you can actually feel the downforce at street legal speeds. You go around a corner in this thing and it just hunkers down. It's pretty incredible. This is painted in Volcano Yellow, which is an MSO color. That is an $11,500 option. Pretty nuts, pretty wild. Let's show you guys the window sticker here. Got it tucked away in this envelope. So, look at this. There's all your options, and then here's a few more. $420,280 total price. The fire extinguisher that we just saw is $300. The warning triangle is $200. 360-degree park assist, $4,800. Transportation, $5,500. Some expensive options on this. The super lightweight 10-spoke wheels are $3,400. The gloss black finish on those wheels is $2,000. Bowers & Wilkins 12-speaker, $5,400. MSO or Volcano Yellow paint, $11,500. The black pack, which is blacked out badges and maybe the roof and some other things, that is $3,950. Body color front fender with body color louvers, this bit, $8,750. Sound comfort windscreen. Some of these options, I don't even know what these are. Like the America accessories pack for $2,240. 750S performance interior is $9,400, and then carbon fiber interior is $8,750. So we've got some options on this. Anyway, I'll put all of them in the description so you guys can check it out and enjoy at your leisure. For now, though, we've seen the outside. You can see some of the carbon fiber monocoque chassis right there and right here. And this is how you park your 750S with both doors up. Look at that. That's also how you cruise Woodward with both doors up. All right. Sun is getting low. Let's go for a drive and see what this thing is like on this beautiful Sunday evening. I've been driving this for the last couple days. It's comfortable. It's ergonomically friendly in here. We have lots of physical controls and buttons. We have a very respectable infotainment system for a supercar. Usually when you drive a supercar, you're making excuses for it. It's amazing, it's super fast, it sounds incredible, but there's always a but. In this, everything just kind of works really well. The tech is great. The engine sounds much better than it did in the 720S. The handling is incredible. It looks pretty special. I mean, this thing just snaps necks everywhere you drive. Everyone's taking photos, everyone's laughing and pointing, telling you to do a burnout. It's an exciting event driving this car for everyone involved. CarPlay, you don't get Android Auto, and you don't get wireless CarPlay. You get a wired connection that you have to plug into the USB-C port. These are the more comfortable seats. They're pretty well finished, nicely bolstered. I'm 5'10", about 155 pounds, and I'm pretty comfortable in this. Lots of seating adjustment. You can raise them, lower them, and then you get manual adjustments for your backrest and fore and aft. We also get a tilting and telescoping steering wheel and gauge cluster here, which works great. Infotainment is quick, responsive. Look at that. We get some ambient lighting controls, which is kind of cool. Increase their brightness. Maybe we'll get to see those by the end of the video. There is a VDC drift mode that you can go in and change. You have to select dynamic ESC. So you can see how much you want to drift there with that. That's exciting. A button to raise the aero brake. There you go. Nice. Launch control, and then your Kiwi button, which is your custom drive mode. We also get a reverse camera. Look at that. Shows up right here in the center screen. The only problem is if you're crossed up, the steering wheel blocks it sometimes. So you might have to kind of actually just look out the back window. Fortunately though, the visibility in this 750S is fantastic. There's really virtually no blind spots in this car. Side mirrors, you can see really well out of. Rear view mirror, same deal, unless if the spoiler is up. And everything else in this is pretty straightforward. You've got navigation, VDC levels. You swipe down from the top, you can control your screen brightness, and CarPlay connectivity has been pretty solid this week as well. All right, let's go for a drive, and we'll talk about some other things. Right now, the nose lift is engaged. We will lower that. It'll automatically lower around 40 miles an hour. There's no GPS memory with it or anything else like that. But it raises so quickly and the button is so easily accessible that it's very convenient if you need it. All right, we'll go down into comfort mode. The gearbox relaxes slightly in this mode. It's a little bit smoother. But that's not to say that it's rough in any other drive mode. Track mode is super quick, super responsive, but also really nice as well. You could daily drive this in track mode and comfort suspension and be perfectly happy. Throttle tuning is fantastic. Brake pedal feels like a solid block of wood under your foot. Much better bite in the 750S than we had in the 720S. The 720S, I felt like I had to put too much pedal pressure with regards to how much braking bite I got out of the system. In this, it feels about right. Steering feel is fantastic. Super responsive. Quicker rack here helps a lot with turn-in, and we get a lot of steering feel. This electro-hydraulic rack just chatters away at you. Around a corner, it kind of skips over bumps. It's really sweet, really satisfying. McLarens have always had great steering. The 750S is no exception. I haven't driven a ton of other options from McLaren or from the competitors. Haven't been in any Ferraris since the 488. So I can't really compare this to too much else besides maybe a 911 Turbo or a GT3 or an STO from Lamborghini. I will say, like some options from Porsche, everything here is really, really well developed, well calibrated, well set up. It feels like a very cohesive and complete package. In track mode, we get some subtle burbles from the exhaust. It'll do that all day long and just knock your socks off, and every passenger that you put in this seat. I've gotten a little bit used to it by now after the last couple days, but the power hits so hard, so fast. No hybridization, no electrification. It's just all natural supercar. Dual clutch is telepathic sometimes. In automatic mode, it's perfectly tuned in each drive mode. Track is really aggressive, especially on the downshifts. Sport takes it down a notch, and comfort, you can just cruise it. There's a little bit of wind noise at speed, but honestly, this car settles down beautifully for what it is. Ride quality is fantastic. It's even, I guess, reasonably efficient. I believe 14 miles to the gallon in the city, 19 on the highway. This week I've been averaging about 13 because I've just been going on fun drives. But yeah, it's not bad. Short side quest here in the McLaren 750S. We are commuting to M1 Concours this morning to drive this on track. And since the beginning of this drive, we've averaged 24.2 mpg, which is pretty darn good, over 24.3 miles. So I guess the 750S can be pretty fuel efficient. You get a better sense for visibility now that we're on the open road. You're basically in a fishbowl here. Even the Spider had good visibility because it had those flying buttresses behind you, and they were see-through, they were transparent. This, you don't have that, you just have glass, and you can see around you really well on the 750S. The only complaint I have is there's some rattles. Power. When it comes on kind of all at once. There's just a hint of turbo lag, and then when those turbos spool, it really hits. The way this puts power down is incredible. I think Car and Driver got a 0 to 60 time of 2.3 seconds or something like this. It was the fastest accelerating real drive car they've ever tested. Just insane. It's super confidence inspiring. It's amazing what this does from a performance standpoint. It just continues and continues to impress on the road. And actually, we're going to be taking this on track tomorrow morning to M1 Concourse. Fingers crossed that everything works out and it goes as planned. But hopefully we'll get some more track footage on this car for you guys. That'll be a separate video. Just going off constantly. I love watching it. It's so fun. Makes you feel like a hero. Start. Hit the launch button. Boost building. And go for it. There's your air brake. Listen to those shifts. Sense of drama, a sense of occasion. To me, this 4-liter V8 sounds a little bit more exotic than it did in the 720S, which just made a lot of boost noises. We're on a pretty bumpy section of road right now. Aside from the rattles, NVH here is quite good. The noise cancellation in the tires is working, and the suspension is just fantastically soft. This rides like a Toyota Camry. It actually might ride a little bit better than a Camry. Because that is really the big party piece here, is that this is a supercar you could daily drive. If this was your only car, if you were just a destitute supercar owner, and all you could afford is a single 750S, you could do it all with this car. Though chances are, that's not really the case. You've probably got about 10 other supercars in the stable. I like the accentuated turbocharged nature of the 750S. They haven't hidden it. They haven't tried to make it feel naturally aspirated. The drama, the sense of occasion when you get into boost and get into power, it delivers. It's exciting, it's fun, it's impressive every time you kind of start to touch the envelope of performance here. Windows down, minimal buffeting, you just get more sweet, sweet engine sound. A few weeks ago, we tested the Lotus Emira, the 2-liter turbo Lotus Emira, and I said it felt like a baby 720S. And after driving the 750S, I still stand by that statement. Of course, this is way faster, way higher performance, more expensive. The engine sounds a little bit different here than it does in the 720S. But if you go and watch our old 720S video, which was on street and on track, and then you watch the Emira video, they're kind of close. The Emira sounds a little bit more synthetic and piped in. Whatever exhaust tweaking they did to the 750S is definitely a more exotic supercar sound. I appreciate that they tweaked that in this car because I think it's necessary. It sounds more like a flat plane crank V8. Exhaust pops are all pretty wild. They're all kind of inconsistent too, so you never quite know when they're going to happen. They're only usually at lower RPM. Bit of entertainment factor there. We have cruise control and a speed limiter. So if you push down on this, you'll get the speed limiter. Right now it won't let me go past 70 miles an hour. Canceled by pushing in. And then when you turn traction back on, pushing up gives us cruise control. It works great. It's simple. It's intuitive. Again, great ergonomics in this 750S. Down to the left here, you can toggle between a few different screens. Car status, trip, tire temperatures, tire pressures, and then you get your turn signal stock right here. Everything is far away from where you would be grabbing onto with this wheel, which is great. No buttons on the wheel, as it should be in a supercar. Very driver-focused cabin, driver-focused interior, which just works great. Ergonomically, I love this cabin. Everything is just right where you need it, right where you want it, right where you expect it. Nothing's hidden in the infotainment screen. It's great. Aside from the incessant rattle in the back, everything has been pretty solid with this 750S this week. It's been flawless. Nothing hasn't worked. Everything has been completely functional, which is great. I love it. So we can just put this to bed. I can't fix it right now, or for the rest of the video, but it's right here. There's already a couple dampeners here and here, but it's just this thing, this plastic piece rattling up against the window, which is annoying. Maybe I can put $100 bill in between there or something, and that'll help dampen it. Just kidding. All right, let's try to enjoy the rest of the drive here. As the Brits say, bloody fast. It's so quick. It's just, we can't explore the limits on the street. We're not even gonna try. We're gonna take it to the track tomorrow, and we're gonna turn some things off and have a bit of fun. But man, I think that's all for now. I have to say about the 750S. It's very impressive. It's really well developed, very cohesive package, comfortable when you want it to be, and absolutely thrilling from a performance perspective. It's easy to drive, livability is fantastic, and it's an improvement in every way over the 720S. It's amazing how sometimes tiny little changes, subtle tweaks, can make such a difference overall in a car. That's not to say I didn't love the 720S. I thought it was mind-blowing, especially on the racetrack. We had a good drive on that. But this just takes everything up a notch. It's not a passionate, soulful driving experience, but it delivers what you want from a supercar. The price tag is pretty insane, but so is the performance, and after spending a few days with it, it's probably worth it. Alright, let's lock us into manual mode. We are in comfort. Let's go track. And we'll tag a corner. Just awesome. This is why we do these POV videos, to put you guys in the driver's seat and hopefully give you a taste of what these cars are like to drive. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. We're gonna go up here, park it, walk you guys around it one more time, and that'll be a wrap on tonight's drive. But really fun time this week in the 750S. Thanks to McLaren for letting us have a go, even if it was only for a few days. We did a slightly more in-depth video on this car, the Spider actually, out in Las Vegas. Go check out that video. That also includes some track footage, though I was pretty distracted with the instructor right seating next to me, so my lines aren't perfect, but we tried to push this car's limits a little bit more than we did on the street. So if you want, go check out that video. That was a fun day. Oh, what a night. Neutral, parking brake, papaya, orange, start stop button. It is a stunning color in just about every light. Oh, and then in the dark, the engine bay glows red. Oh, there's a lot of heat coming out of the exhaust. There's just a little bit of a red light in there, red accent light. Taillights look cool. All these exposed bits in the back are just so special looking. You really are in a fishbowl. The forward visibility is just crazy. that's going to be a wrap on this video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one. Don't really see too many signs of ambient lighting here. At night, headlights are fantastic. The screens dim nicely. You can do that right there. There we go. I appreciate that they haven't ruined the interior of this car by over-screenifying everything. It's a ridiculous trend that needs to die. McLaren gets it, and they've got it right here with the 750S.